Are you struggling to call stored procedures in MySQL using Eloquent in Laravel? You're not alone. Many developers face this challenge, and today we're going to simplify it for you. I totally get it. The Laravel documentation can sometimes leave you hanging when it comes to specific use cases like this. It can be frustrating when you want to leverage the power of stored procedures but feel lost in the syntax. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, is there any way to call and fetch results from stored procedures using pure Eloquent syntax? This is a great question, and it's one that many developers have. So, what's the deal with stored procedures in Laravel? While Eloquent is fantastic for many tasks, calling stored procedures isn't directly supported in the same way. But don't worry, there are ways to make it work. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to call stored procedures, but also have a handy example to reference in your projects. To call a stored procedure using Eloquent in Laravel, the user should start by defining the stored procedure in their MySQL database. This is essential as it sets the foundation for the Eloquent call. Next, the user can create a model in Laravel that will represent the stored procedure. This model will allow them to interact with the database using Eloquent syntax. Now the user can call the stored procedure using the DB facade. This allows them to execute the stored procedure and fetch the results directly. Finally, the user can return the results to a view. This is done by passing the results to the view method in the controller. Fun fact, stored procedures can help improve performance by reducing the amount of data sent over the network. So using them wisely can really optimize your application. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user explains that you can't directly call a stored procedure using Eloquent syntax in Laravel. Instead, they suggest using the DB facade to execute the stored procedure and then convert the result into a collection for further manipulation. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. This user suggests that you cannot call a stored procedure directly with Eloquent. Instead, they recommend using the query builder approach. First, import the necessary namespaces at the top of your controller file. Next, you can call the stored procedure using a prepared statement. Bind your parameters and execute the query to fetch the results. Finally, remember to close the cursor and return the results. For more details, you can check the reference link provided. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. An alternative approach to calling a stored procedure in Laravel is to use a raw SQL query. This user suggests using the DB facade to execute the procedure directly. Here's a quick recap. You can call stored procedures using the DB facade with the select method and then easily pass the results to your views. It's straightforward once you know how. And there you have it. You now know how to call stored procedures in Laravel using Eloquent. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks. Happy coding!